Jeff, things are moving and shaking in the vCon world, especially with the vCon Foundation underway and the new website that's here for us to share today, as well as upcoming events. Jeff, I'm so excited about this.
I'm excited too. It's one of those things that's been under wraps since I guess March, and perfection happens in the theoretical world, but in practice, it's evolving. So that's right. The vCon Foundation has a new website. It's called, get this, thevconfoundation.com. What an original name. The good part is it's a one place to drop by to shop, to decide to join a member, to join the vCon Foundation as an individual member, as a corporate member. And and that photograph, the opening photo you took, because you were there when we were in Frisco, Texas, in Dallas, really, for our spring gathering in March. And momentum is building. This past week, I've actually spoken to a number of companies from all over the world that are starting to take up an interest in vCons, and trying to figure out, how does this work into our strategy? If we're building with voice AI, why do I need a vCon? And it turns out that when people start to look at what they're building and the information they're capturing from conversations, they're all about, at one level, conversational intelligence, or deriving intelligence from a conversation. And the people I've been talking to, at least recently, they're starting to get why or how the advent of AI and vCons change how businesses will communicate, both internally and externally. So with that said, we are getting some more eyeballs on the vCon Foundation, talking to people I have just met recently about joining individually and on a corporate level, which is wonderful. And the vCon Foundation has a compliance event taking place tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern US. And we have people tuning in. We have enough people who signed up from all over the world. I'll tell you, it's a global happening. Thomas Howell will be talking about, about what happens when you give permission to have a call recorded, but what happens next? And do you really understand the implications? And so really about privacy and consent. And let's see, this is the vCon Foundation's website. As life looked at us, I guess, in March. We did do the San Diego Roadshow. We did the New York City Roadshow. I was at ITW. September 14th is probably more like the 16th. We'll see. We're going to have a vCon Policy Summit. A perk to the vCon Foundation members, it's free. They say very few things in life are free. If you're a member of the vCon Foundation, corporate level, our corporate members can bring up to five of their team members, individuals, a person. And we're going to be looking at the state of AI and really vCon policy in the United States and abroad in September. And in Atlanta, we're going to have our Fall 26 Voice and Conversations on the Net. I am actively curating that event today, this month in June. I have been talking to people from across the ecosystems about how and where vCons play into their strategy. And I'm really amazed how in less than 6 months, the entire voice stack has been changing and rearranging. And it's, for me, it's a lot of fun. And we have over 40 people signed up already for our compliance event tomorrow, which to me sends a big signal that not only is there interest in vCons, but people are interested in how they can use it in a compliance situation, which for not that long ago, who really, people knew about compliance, but didn't care. And we're going really deep into how all this stuff just works. And you love just showing our pictures from the website. It's very nice. That's Thomas. That's me. That's right. And we're all about, having a standard way to capture conversations. And, one of the things we don't talk about enough is the intelligence derived from conversations, and trying to understand that nuance, because that's really the change. People have been recording conversations for a super long time, but it's that dark operational data that's embedded in conversations at scale that will change how we do business. It's that information that drives people's customer management systems. It drives people's marketing strategies. It drives people's ability to do reporting proactively, reactively, right now for the most part. And we get to move from one type of mind space to another. And it's just happening at a pace no one really expected. So tomorrow we're going to look at compliance, because it's one of the nice things about the vCon as a protocol. The vCon protocol, it was created from the ground up with compliance in mind. It wasn't like, gee, we now have a standard way to capture a conversation. We can assert that this conversation took place. Now we also have the ability, having to enable a guardrail for trust. And it's one thing to trust the conversation you just had, but if you happen to be operating in a business where you have to prove that the person gave consent for that data to be used, that's critical in the infrastructure to enable that. Of course, it's going to be up to everyone who's building the systems to turn it on to do the right development, but the protocol has the ability to support that from the very beginning. So you don't have to over-engineer or re-engineer the vCon protocol file format. And it knows that certain conversations need to have the data managed, the rights to it managed. And so Thomas is going to take us through a presentation that he created, new training material, and it's brought to you by the vCon Foundation. So that's tomorrow. That's June 16th, 2026. Moving forward.
Is right here, guys, on the screen as you see it, and then we will put it in the show notes here so that you can grab that. And then, of course, make sure that if you have any questions, comments, that you can reach out to us. I'm just placing it here so everyone can see it as well, Jeff.
Thank you. And so that's tomorrow. And I call it a Zoominar, by the way, because it's a lean forward experience as opposed to a lean back. Because to me, if someone signs up to a webinar, it's an excuse to keep your camera off and to not off, or just log in and disappear. And the intention with our Zoominars is to keep them interactive. Now, I'm not looking to interrupt Thomas every minute he speaks. When questions come up, they will have the opportunity to get some of them answered. And so if you're coming to our gathering tomorrow, when you log in and we say hi to everybody, please throw your questions into the chat, and we will address as many as possible during the time that the Zoominar is taking place. Looking at our calendar, in the month of July, there is a chance that we're going to have some additional, spontaneous gatherings that pop up. But I can tell you, so July is sort of in flux, but I'm looking at what we can do in July. August 5th, in Bentonville, Arkansas, the home of Walmart. I have not formally announced this until this very, very moment in time, but I am hosting on August 5th Agentic AI Rapid Deployment, and it's all about forward development engineers. The hottest job you can get in business today is to be hired to be an FDE. So I'm looking at it from a supply chain perspective, Agentic AI Rapid Deployment. And when you look at what it is to be an FDE from a supply chain perspective, and just in general with my very big bias toward vCons, we're going to have a part of that day will be addressing specifically voice AI and vCons and compliance, all built into that day in Bentonville. So this is a good chance we're going to have a vCon Foundation dinner. We're gathering around the 4th or 5th of August. We haven't figured that part out yet, but August 5th is all going to be about agentic AI deployment. And then that brings us to August 10th in Chicago, where the vCon Foundation will be having its next official road trip. And we're going to be doing it in Chicago on the first day of ClueCon. And ClueCon was kind enough to offer us a meeting space. So we're going to be having it on premise, and SignalWire is joining the vCon Foundation, which is nice. So we're going to have them as a new corporate member. And we're doing that. We're having them meet up in the morning. We have not yet made a decision whether to do training in the afternoon. I was contemplating doing a half a day of vCon training on Monday afternoon on August 10th. Not decided yet, but I do know we're having a roadshow gathering in the morning from 8 to 10. I'm sorry, from 10 to 12, 10 to 12 on August 10th. So that's the news of the day. And the other thing is I'm very happy. I want to give a shout out to some of my new friends in India who are they're pretty much, they're probably still awake at this point. And hopefully I've been talking to 7 companies in the past 10 days. all of them in the voice AI space, and individually, each of them are finding value for vCons for different elements of the work that they do. So I did not expect that, and so we're starting to see some evangelism of vCons in the voice AI ecosystem across India. So that was I'm very happy to see that, and I've been coaching a few companies on where vCons add value, help vCons help differentiate product offerings, and at the end of the day, helps their customers or their customers' customers gain value and insights from the conversations that take place. And so for me, it's a vCon world, and it's fun to be part of that.
I love that. And Jeff, you know what's really great is the fact that it is a global movement, everyone, with compliance, with the use of vCons, the integration. Some of you are developing, some of you are just kind of starstruck about the idea that something could be so invasive, like so a part of our conversations every day. So you guys are kind of stuck there. But Jeff, this is what I love about the vCon Foundation. We take you where you are. We don't care.
One day I'm hoping Dunkin' will be running on vCons. Just saying, I love to have the experience. I'm going to go into a Dunkin' drive-through. It'll be voice AI, understanding my requirements, captured by vCons. It's my goal by 2027, Dunkin' will be running on vCons.
Hey, I'm on Delta. I am pushing for Delta to be able to say, Shar, we know exactly what your preferences are. Yes, we know what flight just got canceled, where we need to move you through, what you're willing to do. I mean, Jeff, you and I are going to be advocates for Dunkin' Donuts.
We're going to be in Atlanta, in October, and corporate headquarters for Delta happens to be Atlanta. We should do our best to get the right people from their IT group over to the conference so that we can complain about the fact that they record our voices without our permission, although they'll say, if you stay on the call, you're giving us permission. But if they understood in their call centers how they could use vCons, it truly will transform how they do their business. And it only can get better.
Yes, it only can get better for them and for all of us, right? I mean, Jeff, we're trying to advocate for that. We're just saying, guys, vCon is around the world. Just being able to look at this. But more importantly, Jeff, I love the vCon Foundation for bringing us together over the next couple of road shows, over tomorrow's online Zoominar, like just being able to see it, guys, in true form. It will blow your mind away. I mean, we've been at this, what now, Jeff, a couple of years, and it's just still evolving. I think a lot of people think this just came on mainstream. No.
It's still evolving. I mean, I just checked. We have people who signed up from 17 different time zones signed up for the event. So look, if we have 15 people, 20 people, it's a win. Frankly, if we change the life of one person, it's going to be amazing. And there's folks from the US, Canada, and different European time zones, and then it goes around the world. And it's like, this is cool. So there's still time to sign up. And by the way, the cost of the event is your time. We're not going to pay you to join. However, we're not charging admission either. It's one of the services brought to you by the vCon Foundation. And we have a 4-part training material that we're building. Thomas and I have hosted Introduction to vCons multiple times over the past 2 years, almost 3 years. So we passed on that to go to the supercharged new edition of dealing with what happens after the call starts the recording process and you give consent. And we have other editions of training that we'll be offering later this year. Shar, thank you for hosting today. I look forward to having you on the Zoominar tomorrow. And there's still time. Bring your friends, anyone who's interested in the evolution of communications. vCons is where it's at, the intersection of AI and communication. There's a vCon. And if you happen to be working in the space, whether you're a wholesale, retail, you're doing direct to consumer, you're doing business to business, there's a vCon in that. There's a need for vCons there. And as opposed to one killer application, the reality is vCons can be built into any application. And if you just look through the workflows and how information is transferred, and you're starting to think about what is my AI strategy, when you start to understand you can have total recall from every conversation and then reconnect all the underlying information systems from your business together, game changer. So I'm looking forward to a very flush VCon flush with VCons in the fall as the world continues to join and gather around virtualized conversations. It's, we need to repeat the same message every week because new people are joining us every week. And it's eventually, when we're tired of our promotion, it means we got through. Because in guerrilla marketing, they say you have to get the same message out 9 times to be heard once.
Exactly.
So we're going to put this out many more times than that to bring people in. And if you're interested in the vCon Foundation, you can drop by our new website. It's still under development, but it's live, thevconfoundation.com. And we're going to give a thanks to Anthony and to John, who have been working on the website, and say thank you for that. And also, look, if you have questions about a vCon, drop email to jeff@pulver.com. After all, I am CEO of the vCon Foundation, and by the way, that's Chief Evangelist Officer. If you want to help evangelize the use of vCons in your organization, in your communities, please do. And just double back and let us know what you're up to. We certainly appreciate the community outreach. Till next week, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's Jeff, this is Charlene, and we're going to say, think about vCons. It's going to be the cornerstone to understanding and gathering intelligence from your business communications.
Definitely. Thanks again, Jeff. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.